Yo, this is one of those non-March Madness videos that I'm uploading so we can get ahead on the editing schedule. But before we jump into this, I want to make a disclaimer. I made the same disclaimer in my Armageddon Weapon Scrolls video the other day. Do not try and flip any of the items that I talk about in this video. If you don't know how to flip, you will lose money. Do not take this as financial advice. Enjoy the content, but don't use this as a guide. Please. Man, try beef my doggy. Warzone thing, how come for pop? Around 3-4 months ago, guys, I decided that I was going to stop selling mega scale raids to Iron Men. I don't care about Iron Man integrity or anything like that, but I just got sick of doing them, and I needed something else to start doing for money. I like to give away a lot of money on my stream, so I need to make money so I can give away GP to you guys. So I started flipping. If you've been by my stream at the start before, you would have seen this before. It's a little crappy spreadsheet I use to track all of the flips that I made. So far in the last 3 months, I'm up about 4.5 billion GP, and I'm always looking out for new items to buy. As you can see here, I bought rune arrows quite a bit ago. Then I bought some more rune arrows. The reason I'm telling you all this is because it's because of my flips that I have found the most insane bot farm I've ever seen in my RuneScape career. In RuneScape, some items have what's known as a floor, the absolute lowest price an item can get to before it's profitable to buy that item from the Grand Exchange and sell it to a shop. For rune arrows, that is 40 GP. No matter how many you sell, you can sell rune arrows for a profit to a shop if they're at 40 GP or lower. So when they hit 55 GP, I thought, now's the time to buy up. But as you can see from this graph, they've been at 50 GP for quite some time now. Since July, they've been down this low. So I had to find out what bot farm was making them sit so low. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I've got a vested interest in making sure these bot farms get banned so that the items that I'm invested in go up. My first thought was LMS. Anytime I go to LMS, there's always a million bots there, and they've got to be trading in their points for rune arrows. However, if you look at the store for Justine stuff for the last shopper standing, you can see that rune arrows aren't the best GP per point. If there was a massive bot farm going on at LMS, there is, but if there was a bigger one, they wouldn't be trading in their points for rune arrows. They'd be trading them in for Gmaul handles and stuff like that. After a couple more days of investigating, I noticed that blood runes were rapidly approaching their floor, which is 200 GP. If they go under 200 GP, it's profitable to sell them to a shop. And this is when all the bots were around. See how the price is super down here? That's when all the bots were around. Currently, that's set at about 227 GP. Over the course of the last week, they've gone down to 200. They've hit that floor. So naturally, my next thought was, it must be the gauntlet. You get rune arrows from the gauntlet, you get blood runes from the gauntlet. There must be a huge bot farm at the gauntlet. But if you take a look at the graph for the enhanced crystal weapon seed, you can see it's done nothing but rise. If there was a massive bot farm at the gauntlet, this wouldn't keep going up. It was around this time I got a message from my friend Lockie, and he said, hey, it looks like it's a good time to invest in adamant bolts and runite bolts. They are currently at their absolute floor, which is 5 GP. They're selling for 5 GP on the Grand Exchange, the adamant bolts, and the runite bolts are going as low as 15. And that's when it hit both of us. Rune arrows come from Soul Wars. Blood runes come from Soul Wars. I take a look at the Soul Rune graph. It's at the floor as well. Adamant bolts, runite bolts, coal, all super low. So I went down to Soul Wars and I saw the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Take a look at the clips from the stream. Here I am at Soul Wars. I'm going to hop to a world. And we are going to wait for the game to finish. And you are going to see how many bots are here. It's insane. Look at this. Let me go get an item to use on these bots, dude. Okay, there's no one here just yet. We have to wait for the game to end for the bots to come out. But you can already see quite a few bots sitting here. Bro's exposing the bots to get a quicker return on investment. I rate it. Yeah, no shit, bro. And it'll be a banger YouTube video. All signs point to doing this. Here they are. Look at them, guys. Look at this. Look how many fucking bots there are. How insane is this? And now wait for the game to start and watch this. Now watch this shit. Look at them all. Look at them all. This is crazy. They're killing the Forgotten Souls. Some of them are going to the middle to capture the middle obelisk. And now they walk in and out here, I believe, so they can exchange which team has the obelisk, because that gains you points. I believe. I don't know exactly the method here for mass soul wars, but you'll see if we run back to the red team's boss, you will see just a bunch of level 54 bots smacking the avatar. Gotta keep our activity bar up. But look at all these bots. Literally just hitting the avatar for zeros. All of these bots, let's have a look at their stats. They're not even on the high scores. The only thing they have is 5,887 Soul Wars Zeal. That's it. The only thing on the high score is this bot has 87,000 Zeal. 87,000. Absolutely criminal. And now they start doing some damage to the avatar. And we just have to sit here for 12 minutes. I'm going to sit here kicking one of these bots for activity. And you'll see in 12 minutes how many points you get at the end. Oh my god. What? Once the avatar dies, they just turn on me? I just got smacked up by level 50 bots, bro. That's criminal. I guess they're just trading avatar kills. And then at the end, one team loses and the other team wins. This is just me and my 113 best friends grinding for the Soul Wars pet. I'm going to look at the high scores and see if I see any familiar names on the Soul Wars high scores. Guys, look at the high scores. If you go down to rank 1500, CNG03, CNG 08, Usman Pro 6, CNG 07, CNG 05, CNG 10, M Naveed 16. These are all bots here, bro. They're all bots. Now, is at this point, I had to start running a few numbers. Now, you'll have to excuse me. All these numbers are going to be run on just a regular notepad on my screen because I'm editing this video myself and I don't know how to make pop-ups look cool. So for one of these Soul Wars games, if you lose, you get 40 Zeal. If you win, you get 60 Zeal. So on average, you get 50 Zeal per game per account. Just in this game, there was 113 accounts, which means just from this one game, these accounts are making 5,650 Zeal. Now, according to the Wiki's expected value calculator, that's right, they stole my name, one Spoil of War is worth 68,100 GP, which means each point is worth 2,270 GP. That means per game, these accounts are making 12, almost 13 million GP for one game. Now, while I was running these numbers on the stream, another game started with completely separate accounts. This is a whole different team. This is a whole different game. I'm literally scouting this right now. There's a whole different game going on. They already went in, and this is another whole different game on the same world with another 92 bots. You can't make this shit up. So these accounts are making approximately 25 million GP per world per game, and they take 12 minutes each. So they're getting 5 games an hour, 125 million GP per hour per world. Now, we only found 4 worlds that these bots were on. We really didn't look too hard, to be completely honest with you, so there definitely could be more. 4 worlds times 125 mil, it's 500 million GP per hour this bot farm is making, most likely. If they run these bots for 20 hours a day, and I've seen them online at all times, times by that 500 mil per hour, 10 billion GP they're making. 30 days a month, 300 bill, and 300 bill on the black market is worth around 30,000 US dollars. Now, of course, they dump all the items in the Grand Exchange when they sell them off, so they don't get the prices. I would estimate it's probably closer to 10, 15,000 US dollars a month this bot farm is making. Insane numbers. You can see just how long this has been going on for. Addy bolts were at 77 GP on January 18th of this year. They've been steadily declining before hitting their absolute bottom in May. And they have been there ever since. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You can see the exact time that these bots dump all of their items into the Grand Exchange. It's exactly around this time, 4 p.m. Australian time, 4 to 5 p.m. that these get dumped in every single day. 4 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 p.m., 4 p.m. Every day they're getting dumped in at 4 p.m. And Addy bolts go down to 6 GP. So just to end the video with some good news, Lockie said he reported 100 bots while he was stood at Soul Wars the other day while we were sussing this out. And of those 100, 80 have been launched. So these bots are being banned, but they are back there just as quickly. Now, I'm no game developer. I don't work for Jagex. I'm certainly not in the anti-cheating team, but I have to wonder what the damn hell is going on. If Lockie and I can figure out where this bot farm is coming from just based on GE prices while we're looking at flips to do, surely the anti-cheating team is aware of this bot farm. And looking at the graph for adamant bolts, it's had a catastrophic effect on the market. Now, it's not like adamant bolts are that useful. It's not like blood runes are varying that much. It's not like rune arrows are super crazy when they're down at 55 GB. It's not crazy for the market, but it's definitely something. I don't understand how these bots are still running around after months. But the good news is they are being banned. I assume the Jagex is aware of it, and fingers crossed at some point they'll be gone forever. But until that day comes, I'm investing in every single rune arrow, every single adamant bolt, and every single runite bolt I can get my grubby little mitts on. And is that the reason I made this video? Come on, guys. Oh, one last thing. I wanted to show you this very funny screenshot that Lockie sent me while he was sat at Soul Wars the other day. How ridiculous is it? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Man, try beef my doggy. Warzone thing, how comfort